welcome to my kitchen, and by a request by my children, I am making a cake today. And I know I use cake mixes an awful lot, and every time I do, someone makes a comment, why don't you just make it from scratch? They think I don't know how to make cake from scratch. Well, I'm here to prove to you today that I know how to make cake from scratch. Today we're going to make a basic yellow cake, and I call this my 1, 2, 3, 4 cake, and you'll see why in just a moment. We start off with 1 cup of butter, which I have already whipped in the mixer, and it is waiting for our next ingredient. So that's 1 cup of butter, 2 cups of sugar, 3 cups of flour, and 4 eggs. I have my eggs sitting in some water, and that's because I did not let them come to room temperature when I needed them. So I put them in this measuring cup full of warm water, and that brings them back up to room temperature much more quickly. So there's a helpful tip for you. The amendments that are going into this cake batter include a 1/2 cup of sour cream, along with 3 tablespoons of cornstarch, a teaspoon each of baking powder, baking soda, and salt, a teaspoon of almond extract, and 2 teaspoons of vanilla extract, or this is vanilla paste, so whatever is your choice. So what we're going to do is we're going to move over here. We're going to start building our cake batter. I'm going to go ahead and pour my sugar in. That's 2 cups of sugar and 1 cup of flour. We're going to go ahead and cream these together until it is light and fluffy. And with the mixer, it doesn't take very long at all. You'll notice it when it's ready, and then you'll be able to move on to the next step. And we're going to start adding our eggs. And I have my beater blade on today, so we're going to move on. Pardon?
Scraper blade.
Yeah, scraper blade. We're going to move on to our eggs, one at a time. And this cake recipe is really excellent. You can build from here any flavor of cake you like. You can make a chocolate cake, lemon, orange, almond, whatever kind of cake you like from here. Not bacon. There's egg number 2. Egg number 3. Egg number 4. Let me turn this down for just a moment. We're going to go ahead and add our sour cream. This mix for just a second. If you want to come over here, we're going to mix our dry ingredients together. Here's all of our dry ingredients, and this would be 3 cups of flour, 3 tablespoons of cornstarch, a teaspoon each of baking powder, baking soda, and salt. And we're just going to kind of whisk those together a little bit to get them incorporated. They'll mix together fine once they're in the bowl. Don't need a big bowl. Alright, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to come over here and I'm going to start adding my flour. And we'll add about 1/4 cup at a time and get it incorporated. Making a cake like this from scratch, it's important that you don't mix everything together at once because you're going to end up with a tough cake, and you want a tender cake in the end. The sour cream is going to help you achieve tenderness in the cake. It probably won't help very much with people. And I see my batter getting a little thick, so I'm going to go ahead and grab some milk. I'll add about 1/4 cup of milk. You could also add an additional 1/4 cup of sour cream instead of the milk. It's up to you. I know it's going everywhere, right? Clean up your mess. Now we're going to add our extract. We're going to add a teaspoon of almond extract. Of course, this is your personal preference. I'm going to add almond and vanilla. You can add any flavors that you desire at this point. You can add orange, lemon. You can make a rum cake and you can add rum. This is some vanilla paste. I'm going to add 2 teaspoons of vanilla paste. That's well mixed by now. So what we're going to do, we'll come over here. Follow me over. All right. Little Bob Ross action. Just scraper blade is a little more difficult to manipulate. So we do use our fingers to get all that batter off of there. And there's still some vanilla and stuff going on there too, so it's all well and good, no biggie. All right, just go ahead and get your spatula in there. I have a buttered 9x13 pan. We're just making a pancake today. We're not going to go ahead and make a layer cake. We're just going to make a sheet cake. This recipe will also make 36 cupcakes, 2 9-inch layer cakes, round, or 3 8-inch round layers. I have my oven preheated at 350 degrees. Get all that batter in there. And like I said, this is a great building block. You can make a chocolate cake with this recipe if you build on it. You can also make a red velvet cake with this recipe, or any fruit flavored cake you want. You make a cherry cake, orange, lemon, whatever. Give it a shake and a tap. We're going to come over here. We're going to put it in the oven. 350 degrees for 25 to 30 minutes. We will come back when it's time to take it out. Okay, our cake is done. Let's take it out. Looks great. We're gonna, you know it's done because when you touch it, it bounces back, and also when you stick it with a toothpick, it comes out clean. There's no crumbs. It's dry inside. Perfect. Just right. All right, now we're going to allow this to cool, and then we're going to frost it. It is hot. And we'll come back when it's time to frost it. And we'll cut you a slice of this homemade, basic yellow 1, 2, 3, 4 cake. Our frosting is made, our cake is cool. Now it's time to frost it. Just put it all on there at one time. I only made enough frosting to go on the cake that I wouldn't have any left over, because you know that happens. I mean, we always end up with a little bit of frosting in the back of the fridge that everybody forgets about, so.
And you find yourself eating in front of the TV at midnight out of the can.
Hang on, honey. Is there something you're not telling me?
You see on movies.
Yeah, in that movie, Death Becomes Her, the crazy cat lady who was eating frosting out of a can. And I'm using a little offset spatula. This is my favorite way just to quickly frost a cake, because you don't get your fingers in it. You know, otherwise just go ahead and use a butter knife, or even a rubber spatula will work too. Just smooth it out. I remember when I was a kid watching those snacking cake commercials, and they would always put that swirly thing down the middle of the cake. It always looked so pretty. My cakes never look like that.
I like them smooth.
Yeah, I think it looks so good.
You're going to eat it anyway. That doesn't matter. Is that what you're saying? All right. You want that? Mm-hmm. All right, so let's cut this puppy open. Serve you a piece.
Great.
She gives this chocolate cake.
For dinner?
Not for dinner. We're having dinner. We're not going to have cake for dinner, I promise. Okay?
Comment below if you know what that's from.
And my wife came down the stairs and saw my children eating chocolate cake, and rays burst out of her eye sockets, and she looked like Medusa. There's our cake. It looks pretty cool, huh? Oh, it looks pretty. And even if you look at this one over here, it's beautiful on the inside. It looks like it has a lovely crumb. That chocolate frosting is just enough. And there you go. 1, 2, 3, 4 scratched yellow cake with chocolate buttercream frosting. I'm going to grab a fork, because I'm pretty sure Rick's not going to let me.
So I do get cake for supper.
I get cake before supper.
That's good.
Good?
Mm-hmm.
It's just a little bit warm still in the middle.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it's good. Mmm.
Mm-hmm.
You? Uh-huh. There you have it.
Pretty good.
Really delicious, really easy scratch cake. I hope you try it. I hope you love it. And thanks for joining me in my kitchen today. Until next time, I'll see ya.